Slices. It's Kiara with Home Slice Adulting, coming to you with my review for Braxton Family Values Season 6, Episode number 6. Now, just FYI, I am in the car. I'm going to keep my eyes straight ahead on the road, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about this particular episode. I wasn't able to watch it until today. For those of you who did not know, I was back home in Houston to attend a funeral for a loved one. My last great-grandparent just passed away, so I went to the funeral for that, and that's why I was in Houston. So right now I'm on my way home from Houston. It's about a 4.5-hour drive, and I decided I would be a little bit productive. I wasn't able to watch Braxton Family Values until today, and I know it comes on Thursday, so I needed to go ahead and get this review out of the way. Last night I took my family to go see Infinity War, you know, the Avengers movie, and I'm definitely going to be posting a review on that. I'm not going to give away any spoilers now, but when I do that review, there will be spoilers. Just F to the Y, okay? But moving on, let's get into this episode. Of course, I couldn't take notes, and even if I did take notes, I wouldn't be able to read it twice just so I could have it more in my memory. So we start off where we were last time, with all the girls except for Tamar sitting down to have a discussion, have dinner or whatever. And last time that we left off, Tracy told Tony that she was kicked off of Tamar's set. Now, I think that kicked off Tamar is putting 20 on 10, because the way the interaction looked to me was that Tracy never even made it to Tamar's set. They were outside of the set, and Tamar basically just ignored her. So I feel like kicked off or kicked out is a little bit too much. Somebody ignoring you is not the same as them actively kicking you out, the way that she actively kicked her sisters out at that concert when they surprised her on stage. But nevertheless, Tony says, I'm the oldest and I'm pulling rank. Usually I like to make excuses for Tamar, which is totally true. Tamar, I would say, I'm sorry, Tony is Tamar's advocate most of the time when the other sisters are kind of fed up with Tamar's behavior. Tony's the one that kind of reels them back in and says, you know, Tamar's your sister, have a little mercy on her. But Tony's not having it this time. Tony's saying what she did to you was effed up. You need to tell mommy so that it doesn't come up in the blogs first. And eventually when Tamar is ready and when she stops shutting everybody out, she can have a conversation with you about it. Tamar doesn't understand why Tamar is not opening up herself to her family being there for her. And I've said this before, but I think that Tamar is shielding herself from receiving the type of treatment that she dished out to her sisters when her sisters were going through the divorce. So moving on, next we see Tracy talking to Mama Evelyn, and they're having a conversation, and Tracy, you know, tells Mama Evelyn about what happened with Tamar. Mama Evelyn just doesn't, she's just very tired of the way everything is going. And I think we can all say that. For those of us who have been fans of this show from the beginning, who have watched the show from the beginning, we all knew there was going to be drama, because when you have 5 women together, regardless of whether they're sisters or not, things are going to get argumentative, things are going to get, you know, bumpy or whatever. The problem is that it's very hard to remember a time where these ladies kept it together for longer than an episode or two. Like, there's always something that's coming up in somebody's life or in somebody's business or something like that that's throwing off the equilibrium of the family. And I don't know if they'll ever get to a point where not having drama becomes normal. And I think, you know, Mama Evelyn said all of her children are over 40 now. It doesn't make sense for them to have this much discord in their family. And I 100% agree. Now, Tracy says and this is a sign of Tracy's maturity, is that she was kind of hurt by it, but she's not gonna worry about it because she has bigger fish to fry. It's great to see that Tracy has gotten to the point where she can just kind of brush off things from Tamar. Because if y'all remember, her and Tamar used to get into it like real bad, like threatening to hit somebody bad. Anyway, Tracy has gotten to the point where she's able to kind of let it go. She's about to be a grandmother. I guess she wants to be a better example for her grandchild, and she's just really in a good place right now. So she's kind of letting it, you know, roll off of her back like, you know, water on a duck's back. Now, moving on. Let's see, I don't want to skip anything. Let's talk about Mama Evelyn's birthday party. So Mama Evelyn is turning 70 years old, but according to them, this is her 39th birthday party, which is doing the most. If you're 70, just say 70, okay? 40 and 10 years, whatever. Or 40 minus 10 years, whatever. Moving on. They're at the party. They're getting annoyed by Tamar. I'm trying to figure out why. Tamar to me kind of seemed like she might have already been tipsy coming to the party. Her energy was a little bit up here. We all know that Tamar is very dramatic, but her energy was like up here at the party. She was being loud, and something was going on. I feel like the sisters have an inside, not necessarily a joke, but they have a inside saying in their family where they say something like what Tony said, I am calling upon the spirit of order to come into this room, or whatever. Now, the seriousness of how they all felt about it tells me that that's something that they grew up with in their childhood. Maybe that's something their mom used to say before they would get in trouble, or like, if y'all don't keep it up right, if y'all don't, you know, get your act together right now, you're gonna be punished, you're gonna get in trouble, you're gonna get hit, or whooping and spanking, whatever. Could have gone more all out for her birthday party as far as what she was wearing. Was she wearing like a jean jacket? But whatever, you know, when you're 70 years old, maybe you want something to make you feel like you're young again. I don't know. But moving on, Logan starts acting a fool. Let me tell you something. When children are put into situations like divorce, major life changes, it's very common for them to act out. So I think that it's normal for children to act out, especially when he probably witnessed all the crap that went on between Tamar and Vince. So he starts acting up, and Tamar is like, well, I'm gonna take you to your daddy. I'm thinking after they leave Mama Evelyn's birthday party, she's going to drive him to wherever Vince is. No, Vince is there. Now, I don't understand why they acted like Kim Zolciak and her husband having the man out running in the car with the car running, just so they can make a quick escape. The other sisters did not understand why Vince was there. It was very weird. We actually got a glimpse of Vince on camera, and I definitely don't think it was appropriate for Vince to be there at all. And if he was there, Tamar, out of respect for the way that her mother feels about Vince, came back inside, and the girls might have never known that Vince was there at all. So it kind of didn't make sense to me that he was there. All the girls felt uncomfortable. We never got to hear from Mama Evelyn how she felt about him being there, and there's a chance that she didn't know that he was there because we only saw him for like half a second. But anyways, after the party, they go to dinner, all of the girls and Mama Evelyn, and Vince and Logan are in the same restaurant, but at a different table. And not just at a different table, a table that's within the sight line of the camera. So we can see Vince and Logan in the background. We can't make them out, but they, you know, the camera pointed them out or whatever in the back. But moving on. They're sitting down, they're having a discussion. Trina wants the sisters to get involved in her Bar Chicks business that she is extending. I love to see women in business. I am a woman in business. I have a minor in entrepreneurship, and I'm about to get my MBA or I'm going to start the MBA program at the University of Washington soon. And business is just something that has a special place in my heart. So Trina is kind of one of my favorite sisters for that reason. But moving on, she wants to open a new location in Washington, D.C., but she wants her sisters to have a piece of it. The part I didn't understand is if your sisters are going to have a piece of it, they should put their money into it. But essentially, Trina is saying that she would pay her sisters for their likeness. They would do appearances, show up. Maybe, I guess Tamar would do like a little concert, or Tony could do like a little small House of Blues concert. I don't know what it would be. They would do appearances. And it's funny because she said it was an opportunity for them to make money in their sleep. And I was like, well, if they're doing appearances, they're going to be awake, right? So that didn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense to me. But I don't think that Trina has gotten enough of her family getting involved in her business and it turning out terrible. They showed 2 clips where her family was trying to give her feedback on the food in her restaurant and things did not go well. Don't forget about the time that there was that boy who like pinched Tracy on the butt and he acted a fool and ended up getting fired at the little bar chicks tasting or whatever. So family and bar chicks don't mix, Trina, okay? Just FYI. But moving on, I think it's I think it's a good idea theoretically, but knowing what we know about the Braxton sisters, it is not a good idea. Okay? But moving on, let's they're at the table and the conversation comes full circle now that Tamar is actually in their presence and it's not their mama's birthday. It's time for them to talk about Tamar's divorce. Apparently Tamar must have said something about Vince on her tour, and Vince sent her a text saying, please don't talk about me, thanks. And so they try to delve into it a little bit more. Trina asks permission to say something to her. Can I say something? Tamar shuts her down immediately. Now, I don't know how much time has actually lapsed between the time that we saw, like episode 1 up until now, but even I feel like Tamar is being a little bit ridiculous when it comes to shutting out her family. She's not even giving them a little bit of a hint of what she's going through. And even though I understand that it's Tamar's life, for me, I don't like that she's not giving them an inkling of what's going on with her, because we all know that divorces can be a confusing time and nobody knows that better than her sisters. I mean, between them, they have, like, including their mama, there's probably like 6 divorces between all of them, maybe 7. So but if you think about Trina and Tawanda specifically, their divorces were to the point where they would file for divorce and then withdraw it and then file for divorce again. Like, who knows how many times they filed papers on the divorce and took them back before they actually divorced their husbands. For me, I feel like Tamar is going through something similar, and instead of talking to her sisters who can actually help her through it, she is kind of pushing them off. And it, like I said, it could be 2 things. One, she can be trying to stop herself from having to face the same criticism that she gave her sisters when they were going through their divorces. Or 2, she wants to really solidify and figure out what she wants to do before she talks to them, because it's clear to me that she doesn't know if she wants to be with them or get divorced. We haven't heard anything about the divorce papers being pulled. We haven't heard anything about the divorce actually going through. So it's annoying to me because her sisters don't even know what they are helping her with or how they should support her. Because if I'm supporting you through a divorce, the way I support you through a divorce is going to be different than the way I support you through getting back with someone who you thought you were going to get a divorce from. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, she's not keeping her sisters in the loop at all, and they want to be there for her regardless of how nasty she was to them when they got divorced. But moving on, that whole situation is over. Now we're going to talk real quick about this whole situation with we'll talk real quick about this whole situation with this double date Now, I want y'all to go back to the episode where I did my review when Tawanda agreed to do a double date with Trina. I said in that review that Tawanda strikes me as the person who will not bring a date and who will be there to grill Trina's date and make it not fair. Because Trina's whole thing was, if we both have our dates there, neither one of us will feel the pressure of, you know, our significant others being ganged up on. It'll be a level playing field. And I said during my review of that particular episode that Tawanda was probably not going to have her boo come with her, and that she was going to grill Trina's boyfriend without giving Trina the opportunity to grill her boyfriend. And was I right? Okay. I was definitely right. Thank you very much. The point that I'm trying to make, though, is that I can't mess with Tawanda. Something about Tawanda is like, she's neutral enough and secret squirrel, that she used to calling herself, enough that you'll tell her your business, but she doesn't have enough integrity to do the same for you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it bothers me that she didn't even tell Trina that my boyfriend is not going to show up. I'm going to bring Tracy with me. So Trina and her new man were blindsided by having two sisters come and ask him questions at the same time. And of all the sisters you can bring, you bring Tracy, and Tracy is being so inappropriate, asking how big his thing is, making jokes about him eating seafood. And let me tell y'all something. I feel like Trina's boyfriend looks very boring. He looks boring. He looks like Jermaine Jackson if Jermaine Jackson never got any plastic surgery and didn't have that tar for hair. He just looks so boring to me. Like, Trina has spunk. Trina has like this little fire about her. But something about Vaughn is just like you look boring, okay? But anyways, I feel like that they're a mismatch, but not as much of a mismatch as Tony and Birdman. So hopefully we get to see a little bit more about Vaughn so that we can all see what Trina actually sees in him. I think she may just be doing a kind of a like opposite day type of thing. I was with Gabe, he was Mexican, he was spicy, so now I'm gonna go with a black man that has a even disposition, and there's nothing super special about him, you know. But moving on, I thought that was real foul, Tawanda. I didn't like that. I would have been so mad at Tawanda. Tawanda called her significant other her king. Y'all ain't married. He's just a prince right now, okay? This is why these ladies have so many relationship problems, okay? But moving on, I really didn't like that Tawanda did that, and I probably would have hit her. I'm just saying, if I was Trina. But moving on, see, I don't want to miss anything. Oh, the movie. So Toni Braxton did a movie with Lifetime. It's the story of a lady, I think her name is Antoinette Duff or something like that, or Tuft. Anyway, she quelled like a big school shooting that was about to happen and stopped him from killing a whole bunch of people. She's a hero, and Toni is portraying her in a Lifetime movie. So what Toni is doing, she invites her sisters there, and during that same conversation, Tracy announces that she's going to be going on tour with Toni. Now, if y'all have been keeping your ear to the ground about Braxton family news and in the blogs and stuff, word on the street is that Tracy was removed from the concert, and it sounds as if Tracy blames Tamar for her removal. I hope that we get to see what happens with that and how that unfolds on Braxton family values, but I also hope that it's really not true. It probably is true, and I really hate for family to get caught up in stuff like that. It just sounds like it's very nasty, and you know, why would you want to stop your sister from getting some money? But moving on. So they go to see Toni. Toni, to me, is an okay actress. I've seen a movie, another Lifetime movie with her in it. I saw her Lifetime special, you know, her story, the movie that they did on her story, about her life. But Toni, to me, she's a better actress than Beyonce, so I'll give her that. But moving on, they go to see her perform. Toni does a pretty good job. I have to see the movie to see how it really comes to life, and I am interested in seeing the movie myself. But moving on, I think the next thing is Tracy's gender reveal. Tracy's gender reveal was kind of all over the place, which is like Tracy, so you know, that's the way it happens. But she took them on a clear slide. She took them to view the whole city, and then Tamar wasn't there for that. Apparently Tamar is afraid of heights. So they get down to the ground level. There's a motorcycle there, and Tracy gets on it, and the muffler smoke reveals that that her grandbaby is going to be a boy, which everybody is excited for. They're all happy for that. I thought it was a unique way of, you know, doing a gender reveal, even though I am in stark disagreement with the concept of gender reveals. Like, since when is blue for a boy? Like, that concept didn't even come up till, I think it was the 60s. So what were babies wearing before the 60s? All colors. It don't matter. See, I'm not gonna get into that right now, but I'm not going to rain on Tracy's parade. She's very excited to have a grandbaby, and I'm excited for her just to see how happy she is. I'm glad that Tracy is in a place in her life where she is like, she really winning out here, and I love that. Tracy is probably my second favorite sister. She has this very grounded feeling about her. Like, while her sisters were out trying to have a music career, she was working a job that gave her a W-2 and you know, a benefits package, and something about her seems more relatable because she has had to have real life while her sisters kind of got to live a celebrity kind of lifestyle. But anyway, that's the end of my review.
In half a mile, keep left at the fork to stay on I-10 East.
Sorry, y'all, that's Google Maps. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching this review. I'm not sure what's going to happen next time. Hopefully Toni reveals her engagement or whatever. Not that they